I'm Annalee Witz from IO9, and I'll be moderating this panel. It's not very often that you get to talk about a show having deep intellectual conspiracies and, computer surveillance vigilantism and ass-kicking action and crime fighting at the same time. So that's why it's such a pleasure to be able to watch Person of Interest every week. And we've got the cast and producers here. So first, I'd like to invite out Jonah Nolan, who's the creator and a producer. We've got Greg Plageman, who's also a producer on the show. All of the twisted ideas in the show come out of these guys' heads. We have Jim Caviezel. Master of ass kickery. And we have Michael Emerson here. And you know her as the moral focus and badass cop Carter. We have Taraji Henson. And the man who plays Fusco, the cop who's good and bad and good and bad, we have Kevin Chapman here. And I have the machine right up here in case you have any questions later. All right, so we just saw some great clips from the past year and a little hint of next season. So Jonah and Greg, I just want to start by asking you, what can you tell us about what's coming up? We had this insane cliffhanger. We're all like biting our nails. What's happening next season? What can you tell us?
We don't know because Chappie hasn't told us yet.
I can tell we need a lot more insurance after watching that clip.
Are we going to see Root coming back? I think we all want to know. Can you tell us?
Definitely. We had a great experience working with Amy Acker, who plays Root. We have big plans for that character.
And so one other thing I want to know about next season is, can you give us a hint about whether we're going to get to know the machine a little bit better? The machine kind of started out as just like a UI, and now it's getting a personality.
What do you think? No, that's all you, man.
Well, that would be an interesting theme to pursue on a TV show, I think.
It would.
You don't even have to pay it.
I don't know. The machine has a contract for next season.
So if we know anything else, we're gonna be pursued by some kind of surveillance device. So I want to ask. For Michael and Jim, one of the things that's so great about watching Finch and Reese in action is that you keep thinking that they're going to be a hero and a sidekick, and they never are. They're always kind of balancing between each one being a hero and each one being a sidekick sometimes. And I wonder how you guys do that. Tell us a little bit about how you keep that balance.
It's contractual, actually.
What percentage of time do you get to be the sidekick?
And those meetings are long and acrimonious. No, it's just good writing, I think. And I think we daren't let them fall into very many predictable patterns. There's a lot of careful balancing that goes into this particular odd couple. And I think we're walking the razor's edge fairly well so far.
So what do you think, Jim?
Yeah, what he said.
There's also been an interesting arc for you guys, which is that clearly at the beginning, like Jim, you were the brawn, and Michael, you were the brains. And it's really, I feel like over the season, it's sort of switched. I mean, we've seen Reese reading some pretty crazy books And we've seen Finch, really getting out and kicking some ass. So do you feel like there's a little switch going on?
It's nice to mix it up a bit. I mean, you wouldn't want to be trapped doing you wouldn't want to be the Charlie of Charlie's Angels all the time. So it's a lot more fun if you get to put on disguises and use tools and be out in the field. So I'm happy about those developments for Mr. Finch. I don't have any comment about what Mr. Reese reads.
I just look at your eyes.
I think he's just sort of taking those books out of Finch's library. Just like we've had a lot of good glimpses this season. So Taraji, Carter is one of the interesting characters because she really has a moral focus, and I feel like a lot of the show is about gray areas. And I'm wondering, whenever we see, Carter, she's really struggling to uphold the law and really stick with the law. And I'm wondering, do you think that Carter's character is still feeling really on guard with Finch and Reese, or that she's actually starting to be down with the program of kind of breaking the law in order to uphold justice?
I don't think she necessarily thinks she's breaking the law, because at the end of the day, she believes in the moral good of all men, the protection of all men. So I think there's a certain level of trust that she has for them now, because she understands that she gets that they're doing good things. But now her biggest question is, how do you know? How do you know that this stuff is going to happen? So she always, now there's another level of, I need to know more. Yeah, I'm on your side, but you got to give me more. If I'm 100 with you, you got to be 100 with me. So I think that's going to be her struggle this season. Am I right, Jonah and Greg? Huh? Did I get it right?
It was perfect, Taraji.
Yeah, right. Got to get them drunk to get stuff out of them. And it still doesn't work.
So Kevin, one of the character arcs I thought was most interesting this season was your character, because you really, as you played him, he really started out as just a dumb thug, and it just sort of felt like... No, he did. He started out as a dumb thug, and then about halfway through the season, we really started to see these layers, and I felt like there were these scenes where suddenly we could see, like, in your face that he's struggling and that he's actually this smart guy who has a lot of, like, moral issues that are going on. And I'm wondering, well, I don't know if you saw it that way, but did you feel like there was a moment where you really got to convey to the audience a lot more depth, and that you were having kind of an ethical struggle rather than just being like the dude who, like, betrays his friends and is a corrupt cop?
I think the episode where Fusco gets taken out to the woods, I think, was kind of the emotional turning point for him. But I just come to the realization the other day, this is the first character I've ever played in my entire career as an actor, where people walk up to me in the street and they go, "Hey, I like you on that show. Try not to get shot." And I go, okay, does that mean right now in my acting life?
We definitely don't want you to get shot. So
thank you.
More notes for you guys.
Wait, didn't we shoot him already?
Yeah, we shot him in the butt.
I can't. In the butt. Right. We shot him in the butt.
We don't want a killing shot.
I got shot in the buttocks.